Before I knew what I was doing, we ran off the boat together and back to the mansion as fast as we could. I was running on pure instinct like my body had done this before countless of times. I looked back to the boat just once, but I couldn't help but linger for a moment. I could tell from the faces that they wanted to be running with me, not waiting for us to come back. I'm going to make Damien pay for making them suffer like this. We went back to running. I followed Kat's lead. It's earlier than I'd planned, but there's no time like the present for exposition about your past. It would be good to know why I'm running with you. Would I happen to be resistant to bullets? We'll find out if you are together. Though if you look at your history, I'd say no. Hey, I survived the time you shot me. I'm pretty resistant. Touché. Before you came onto the show, you were a producer, just like me. We used to work together. We were partners. In more ways than one, though, that was forever ago. Living and working on this island was the only life I'd ever known. It sounds awful, but I didn't have a problem with running these shows. There was nothing different to compare it with. But then I met you. I've got no idea what would bring someone like you to this island, but you. Meeting you changed me. She smiled like I've never seen her before. You made me see that there was a world out there that was beautiful. You made me hope that I could be a part of this world one day. And you helped me realize that we needed to shut this place down if we wanted there to be a world out there at all. For years we worked together to free as many people as we could from these death trap shows. We'd ship them away to safety, fake their deaths, everything. And we did just that for a time. Then Damien started to suspect something was up. Each day he got closer and closer to figuring out until I knew we couldn't stay any longer. But it was too late by then. Damien caught us. You mean you betrayed me? I can't remember much, but I remember you and I. We were together. And then you sold me out right when we were trying to escape? Why? It's like I said before. I didn't have a choice, and I still don't. I know you have no reason to trust me anymore, and I don't expect you would. But we needed each other's help to get off this island now. Since both of us are technically still producers, we can activate the switch if we work together. We don't even have to take Damien down, though I doubt he'd let us use it that easily. Can you trust me enough for that? Honestly, I don't know. A part of me wants to trust Kat, the same part that unconsciously remembers that I did for years and years. But how can I forget that betrayal, even if she had her reasons? Sure, I'll keep an eye on her. When we got back to the mansion, Kat made a beeline for the lab. I ran with her as fast as I could. Our footsteps on the winding metal staircase echoed like a thundering drum. We were about to see the real reason why the show is on this island. Kat took out her master key and slid it into a hidden socket in a wall behind one of the tanks. Click. Don't say that I didn't warn you. Didn't warn you. The same wall split into two doors, slowly revealing another hidden staircase. You think you guys could get an elevator instead? I said the same thing. As soon as I took one step down the staircase, I could tell something was different. Something was telling me I shouldn't go down there. Come on, we don't have time to waste. I've got nothing to lose. With each step down, it grew darker and darker. Eventually, I couldn't even see my hand in front of my face. Then light. Blinding light and... applause? Battle Royale part! I'm kidding. Welcome, you finally made it! Damien's face was plastered over countless scenes in his screens in a stadium that could fill tens of thousands of people. Countless cameras littered the seats, all focused on center stage, a battleground sprawling with maze-like walls of all shapes and sizes and littered with guns. A battle royale! Thanks to the walls, we couldn't see Damien directly, but we knew he was here from the screens. We wouldn't have a show with you idiots, so I'm glad you actually came back. Aw man, you couldn't even bring back the others? You're no fun. You just really gotta make me work, huh? Anyway, Congrats on making it this far, etc., etc. I gotta say, I'm proud of you for making it here, daughter of mine. I'm impressed that you remembered your old haunt just from a few seconds of video. No thanks to you, you dirtbag. Is that any way to thank someone who gives you room and board? You gave Eli a way nicer room than I ever got. Blame your mom for that one, kid. Anyway, how about you be a dear and explain the game we've got going on here? The switch we're looking for is somewhere here. The problem is, so is Damien. And he's got a gun and more ammunition than he needs to kill both of us. What about the weapons on the ground? Maybe there's something we can use to level the playing field? It's all we can do, but the odds aren't in our favor. Most of the weapons laying around are useless. They were meant to make people lose hope that they could fight back. Most is better than all of them, at least. Well, yes and no. There's no hope to lose if they knew all of them were fake. That's Damien's MO. He'll give the people trapped on his shows just enough hope for escape, and he'll use that to trap you. Real guns among the fakes. Boats and planes when you're trapped on an island. If we're going to make it through this, you can't fall for his game, understand? Loud and clear. Then let's go, there's no time to waste. Sure. I mean, not like it really does anything, I guess. Maybe it did, I don't know, I can always go back. We ran from wall to wall, taking cover between each time. Whenever we had the chance, we'd pick up what looked like a gun and see if it was real. We only had seconds to check for each one. Damien was hot on our trail. A gunshot rang out, blowing a hole through the wall Kat and I were hiding behind. What's the matter? You're like two rats in a lab. He fired again. Shrapnel from the wall scraped my arm. Fuck. It was like my arm had been lit on fire. Eli, you okay? I'll live. Don't worry. We need to find a weapon. And we need to find the switch. We ran behind another wall, narrowly dodging another shot from Damien. It dawned on me that he wasn't even trying to hit us. He's trying to make us scared. And it was working. But why? He's reloading. Come on! We dashed out from behind a wall and ran past Damien, looking desperately for the switch and for any weapons we could find. I managed to pick up 2 pistols. Kat did the same. Damn, it looks like they're fake too. How are yours looking? I took a look at the first one. Upon further inspection, it was clear it was no more than a plastic toy. But the second one... Kat realized it the same second I did. It was real, with a single bullet loaded. Alright, that's good, let's... Another 2 shots rang out, blowing a hole in the wall just next to where my head was a second ago. Fuck, how come he gets that fucking hand cannon? The budget's got to go somewhere, I guess. Anyway, we've got the gun. That's probably the only real one in the stadium. We need to find the switch now. Even with a gun, we're no match for him. Sounds good to me. We ran further through the stadium opposite the entrance until we were square in the middle of the stadium. And there it was. The switch! You'd think they'd have hit it better. Damien's laughter echoed through the arena as he reappeared on the screens above the arena. Congrats, you found the switch. It's a damn shame I forgot to mention something about this switch here. It won't do jack shit even if you both have access, as long as I've got a heartbeat. And I plan on sticking around. But I'm not heartless. In fact, I think I'm a pretty decent guy for what I'm about to do. Kat looked like she had just seen a ghost. Kat, Eli, I've got an offer you can't refuse, but only one of you can claim it. If either of you kills the other one, I'll let the one left standing go. We'll forget this ever happened and call it a wrap on find love or die trying. I'll even let the survivor leave the island. I can even guarantee I'm telling the truth because this is airing live to the world right now. People bow down and get in line because I tell them the truth, because they know I keep my word. They wouldn't believe me for a second if I ever went back on it, you know? Not a bad deal, huh? Especially considering that if no one takes that offer, I'll just kill both of you. I'm giving you 5 minutes to decide. Then I'm coming for you. The screen was shut off. Kat and I looked at each other a mix of horror and fear on her face, and there was no doubt that mine mirrored hers. Eli, I can't imagine what's racing through your head now. You probably think I'm going to betray you again, right? I was at a loss for words. You don't have to say anything. Look, I can't blame you for doubting me. And honestly, if you just shot me right now, I'd be okay with it. Because then you'd be free to go. I know Damien will keep his word. And if there's even the slightest chance that you want me to be able to escape from here too, then I need to ask you something that I know sounds insane. What's that? Let me shoot you. I need you to give me the gun. The only real one we've got. Look, I'm not stupid enough to not know how that sounds. The simple reality is, I've known you for so long now, and one thing I know about you is you can survive a gunshot. Is that you're a terrible shot? Me, I'm as good as you can get on this island. I think I'm our best bet to taking him down. But I understand completely if you're not willing to trust me, if you think I'm lying. I get it. And if you don't trust me. She closed her eyes and pressed her finger against her forehead. Then please just make it quick. The gun in my hands never felt so heavy. On one hand, a guarantee that I can make it out of here alive. On the other, trusting Kat. Can I trust Kat after all she's done to me? Can I really believe her words when the memories that can prove or deny them are lost to me? I've got no time, I have to choose. Where am I? Here. There we go. Go for it. I trust you, Kat. I held out the gun to her. You do? After everything I've done? After everything you've done? Yes, I still trust you. I know you've been forced to do some awful things to people that didn't deserve it. But I know there's good in you, and I believe that good. And technically, I also did the exact same things as you, so really, who am I to judge, even if I don't remember it? Take it. Thank you, Eli. She took the gun from my hands. I won't let you down. Well, if you do, it's not like I'd be around for long enough to regret it. Let's hope it doesn't come to that. Let's do this. We decided to seek Damien out and try to get the drop on him rather than waiting for him at the switch. My heart was practically beating out of my chest. I couldn't tell if Kat was as nervous as I was. If she was, she hit it with the same poker face she always had. We dashed to another wall for cover, looked around and repeated. How much time has passed? It feels like we've been looking for him for hours with the pressure, though I know it can't be more than a few minutes. As the minutes passed by, I could tell the Kat was growing more and more impatient. She trained her gun whenever she looked, her trigger finger ready to shoot our only bullet at any time. Left, right. I glanced around and looked to her and back again. Her hands were shaking. Look left, look right. We've only got one shot to make or break it. Look back to Kat. She's checking a corner ahead for us. She looks left, she looks right. It takes everything I have to stay focused. I don't think about dying, not even the possibility. She turns to look back at me. Oh no. Damien's walking closer and closer from behind her with his gun resting on his shoulder. He can't be more than 10 meters away. He slowly lifts the gun from its resting position. Before I know it, I'm running towards her with everything I have. Something is making me run. Something I've forgotten. Something I'm just starting to remember. It's the two of us at the beach. I can see it now. How many hours has it been? We made it to the ship, but it wasn't enough. The alarms were deafening. Security was going to be here any minute. And our only saving grace, our ship, wouldn't start. That's it then. I never heard Kat ever sound so desperate. Well, at least we tried, right? Who else can say that? She lowered her head and leaned on me. No, we're not giving up just yet. There's nothing we can do, Eli. The engine's broken and the guards will be here any minute. We've got at least some weapons. It's not over yet. I grabbed the precious few firearms we had and split them between us. There's two of us and hundreds of them. There's no point. Not to mention you're a terrible shot. You're right. Taking them head on would be suicide. But that's not what you'll be doing. Me, I'm just some nobody. But you're the big man's daughter after all. Your word means a lot to them. She was horrified. I would be too if I were in her shoes right now. I need you to shoot me. Shoot me so you can save yourself. No, I won't let you do this, Eli. We don't have a choice. Look around! Look, I'm not happy either. But both of us dying here would be worthless. But if you live, you get a second chance to make it out of here. A second chance to see the other side. I know, but what's the point if it's not with you? You'll have to find that out yourself. They're almost here. Come on, we're running out of time. Her hands were shaking. It looked like she was going to drop her gun at any second. I hate you for this, you know. I know, and I'm sorry. She slowly raised her arms and trained the gun sights directly at me. And now we wait. Can you do me a favor? What's that? Don't shoot the face, please. I'm rather proud of it. I don't know what I'd do without my supernaturally good looks. She laughed through the tears. I would have still loved you even without them. Right back at you, Cat. She kissed me for the last time. I love you, Eli. I love you too. Sorry, but it's gonna be the face. Let me just take off the safety. Wait, I didn't sign up for this. I heard my favorite sound one last time. I could hear the guards coming now. We've only seconds left. On the bright side, I won't owe you $10. Our bet? She laughed. I think it's pretty clear who won the bet. I could see the guards now. My time is up. What makes you say, ow? You did it. I'm alive? Everything hurts so bad I almost wish I wasn't. The shock must have knocked me out cold. I coughed up blood as my vision flashed in and out rapidly, too fast to tell if I'd been fatally shot. It was all I could do to try and stay conscious. It's as you said, Father. Anyone who breaks our law must be punished. I could just barely make out her voice, but it brought comfort to me. You really do take after me. You've made your old man very, very proud. Oh, will you look at that? Looks like our little hero's got some life left. You know, Eli, you're in luck. See, the whole escaping thing, I'm afraid I'm going to have to fire you. No severance. I tried to make a witty comment back, but the only thing that came out of my mouth was coughed up blood. But you're in luck. A new opportunity's just opened up, and I think... Ow. He kicked me in the stomach, then rolled me over his foot. You'd be the perfect fit. He laughed as he crushed my palm under his foot. You might think I'm going soft on you by not killing you outright. He looked down at me, then back at her. But mark my words, you'll both wish I had. Do whatever you want. I don't care about Eli anymore. He laughed maniacally. I never did like Eli much anyway. My vision's fading. His words turned to vapor as I could feel myself crumple into nothing. The last thing I saw was her face. She was holding the river back with everything she had. Who are you going to fool with a poker face like that? Cat. I love you. Always have, always will. I'm so sorry for what I've forced you to do. Even more so, I'm so sorry that you'll be alone now. But I hope one day you'll understand. Flashback to reality, I've almost reached Cat. I pushed myself to run faster and faster, faster than I've ever ran in my life. Cat doesn't see him, but she sees the alarm going off in my eyes. Damien points his gun at his daughter. He's preparing to take the shot. Cat starts to turn around, but there's no time. Damien's finger pulls back on the trigger. What am I doing? I see the world turn to slow motion. Why am I throwing away my life for Cat? These memories, they're mine, yet not at the same time. Who can say if I'm the same person as before who loved her so much? Who can say if these memories from a completely different me compared to what I am now? There's no time for answers. Even if I've forgotten you over and over, somehow I remember you, and I know that I would do anything for you. I run past Cat and throw myself in front of her. Because I love her. Ow. A gunshot rings out. Hold on, it's getting dark in my room. Turn the light on. There we go. I can see. Oh, am I back? Okay. The gunshot rings out. It's like my body is struck by lightning and set aflame. Ow. He fires again and again. Undescribable pain ripples across my body as shot after shot rips through me. It's not like the movies where someone can stand after being shot over and over. The firing stops and my vision starts to fade. I can barely hear him reloading over the sound of my body screaming in agony. My knees buckle, I start to fall. As I fall, I can see Kat with her gun trained on Damien. There's no fear in her eyes. Her hands aren't shaking, but she's biting her lips so hard that I can see it bleeding. The last thing I see before the dark takes me is her finger pressing down on the trigger. We're going a little long today, but as you can tell, we're almost at the end. Wake up, Eli! Please don't die. What's happening? Am I alive? I'd never heard her sound so desperate. Please, just wake up! I can't lose you again, not again! It took everything I had just to open my eyes and breathe. Kat was cradling me in her arms with tears streaming down her face. Thank God, don't pass out again, you almost gave me a heart attack. Sorry, Kat, I coughed up blood. Save your strength. Did you get him? We did. That's great. The switch? We should be able to get it now, but you're in no shape to walk. And to be honest, I'm not in the best shape either. I looked up at her and felt my heart drop. You've been shot. She laughed. Yeah, now that I know what it feels like. I'm even more sorry for shooting you back on the beach while I asked you to, so really. There was nothing else you could have done, Kat. That didn't stop me from regretting it every second these past 2 years. That day I made a promise to myself. It didn't matter how many people I'd have to hurt or how much I would have to hurt. I would let you get off this island alive and well, even if it was the last thing I did. Even if I had to see you fall in love with somebody else 100 times. Even if I knew it meant I could never be with you again. I made a promise back then and I'll keep it even if it kills me. Slowly, Kat tried to lift me off from the ground and onto her back. She screamed and coughed up blood as she tried to lift me out. Up. Stop. You're going to get yourself killed. Then that's exactly what I'm going to do. She lifted me onto her back and took one step back towards the switch. I told myself back then. She stepped forward again, her legs were trembling. That if you weren't leaving this island alive, neither would I. Another step closer. Because I love you, you know? One more step. And I know you don't remember most of our time together. Her breath was getting ragged. She'd take several steps and have to pause for breath. Honestly, I'm glad you even remember bits and pieces. I'm grateful for whatever I can get. The switch is in sight. And maybe that the you I fell in love with doesn't exist anymore. We're so close to it, yet so far. But I'd like to believe it's still you, Eli. That you're still the same Eli that I fell in love with. We were just steps away from the switch. That I'm still the one you love. She laughed bitterly. It's just wishful thinking, I know. We're here. We made it. She coughed up blood again. Need to put your hand on the scanner. Can you do that? Got it. I used the last of my strength to reach my hand forward. With every inch I drew closer to it, my vision grew darker. I pushed harder and harder with everything I had. Got it. My turn. Done. All that's left is to pull the switch. Sorry, Eli, I'm going to have to put you down for a second. No problem. Kat gently rested me on the ground. Fuck, I can barely stand now. She tumbled towards the switch. She managed to catch it with her hands and used it to keep herself upright. Here we go. The moment we'd all been waiting for. She pulled it with the last of her strength. A second later, she fell to the ground by my side. The cacophony of machinery filled the stadium. That must be the barrier opening. Banner? We did it, Eli. I'm sorry, Eli. What for? I don't think we're getting out of here after all. I can't even move. That's okay. We had a good run, you know? I guess you could say that. At least the girls will be able to get out of here. They deserve better than to die here. Watch as they all, like, run off the boat and run down here. I love you, Eli. Always have and always will. For these last 2 years, I dreamed of us starting a new life together somewhere far from here. But I guess life's not like the movies. Dreams don't come true. I wish we could have met in a different place, a different time. Maybe, just maybe. Just maybe then, Eli, we... Cat? Cat! Her eyes were closed. Streams of tears ran down from both her eyes. My vision blurred even more as tears welled up in my eyes. If we could have met in a different place, a different time, I'm sure our story would have been so different. I wish we could have, Cat. I tried to move closer to her, but my body refused. It was all I could do to move my head around. I looked around in futility for some kind of miracle that could save us both. This is too sad an ending. I looked to Cat. I looked to the heavens which had all but abandoned us. I looked behind us, and I saw what could only be described as angels. I tried to speak, but no words would come out. I must be dreaming. I must be. The world turned to black. Am I dead? If I keep asking myself that, it's bound to be right sooner or later. But somehow I think there's more to come in my story. And I know there's only one person I want to spend the rest of it with. Okay, so I had to stop for a second. Mostly to take a break. Because I was like recording stuff for a few hours straight. So I needed some time to kind of like take a break for a second. So basically these are the endings, right? Okay, here's the thing. There are 7 unique endings. From what I understand, there are 5 girls. There's also there's also Cat here, and I guess there's also that other option where we choose to kill Cat. So I guess I don't know. I guess we'll go down these endings. I don't know. I want to see the Cat ending first before we and then I'll go through the rest of the endings basically. Okay. Cat. I love you, Cat, basically. I woke up in an unfamiliar room. Is this room shaking? Is the room shaking? I tried to get up. Ow, fuck. I looked down at my body. I'd been bandaged up enough to look like a mummy. Well, we did get shot a lot by Damien. But I'm alive. Eli, you're up. Hey, Yui. Where are we? We're on the boat. We're miles away from the island by now. That's a relief. Everyone's okay? I'll let you be the judge of that. Yui ran off, then came back a few moments later. You had us worried, Eli. I'm so glad to see you are alright. You didn't make it easy to save you either. Oh, and if you find yourself craving brains or bananas, that's entirely unrelated to how I treated you. Brains, bananas. I'm just thankful it worked. It's so good to see you safe and sound, Eli. If you died after all we've been through, I'd kill you. But I'm really happy that you're here for me to say that too. You did great, Eli. The Resistance could use somebody like you. Besides, it doesn't look like you have a real job anymore, huh? Thanks, guys. You really stuck out your neck to save Kat and I could never thank you enough. It's what you would do for us, Eli. Indeed, we ran after you two just moments after you'd left. There was no point in us escaping if it wasn't with you, Eli. Yeah, I know Kat said not to, but hey, I didn't remember that at the time, so it's all good. We managed to save the brothers 5, too. Wow. I couldn't just let them be stranded after, well, all that we've been through together. I'm glad to hear that. There's no way we could have escaped without them. I nervously looked around the room. Is Kat? Kat's doing well too. She's resting in the room next door. She didn't think you wanted to see her. I see. Thanks for letting me know, Yui. I should be thanking you. None of us would have made it off the island if it wasn't for you and Kat. It's true, despite whatever you may hear Tara say. I'm just saying I have a pretty mean right hook. It's so good to see you all. I've got no idea what the world ahead has for each of us, but whatever it has in store, we'll face it together. You bet. I'm surprised you can say that with a straight face, but yes. I wouldn't have it any other way. I could really use you as a PR person for the resistance, Eli. You've got a thing for speeches. I wouldn't really call myself a smooth talker. Wait a minute. If everyone's here and Kat's next door, who's driving the alley? Everyone looked at Tara. And that's a series exit for a terabyte. Is that her name? She ran off like a cartoon character. We laughed together. It felt like it's been so long since we could just laugh. No cameras, no fear. Just friends fooling around. Anyway, it's so good to see you're okay. That said, team, we need to give Eli some rest. Once again, I'm not trying to quarantine you because we didn't use a zombie virus's unique properties to save you. Thanks, Scarlet. And thank you everybody for coming to see me. Don't mention it. We're all in this together and all that, right? See you later, Eli. Alright. Enough with the cheese. Get out before before Eli needs rest. Yes. Brains. Bananas. And with that, I was alone. Phew, I thought they'd never leave. So I thought. Hey, Scarlet, what's up? Nothing, I just... She was hiding a syringe behind her back. Need to give you a shot for good luck. Right. I put my arm out forward. Well, the doctor knows best. I'm not a doctor. Oh boy. She injected the good luck into my arm. I just wanted to say thanks again. My life went off the rails back at the island even before the show. That's putting it lightly. She laughed. I know if I stayed there, I never would have been truly happy for the rest of my life. I never would have been able to help people ever again. So thank you again, Eli. You've been out, so there's no way you'd know, but today's the day that would have been the last day of the show. The final ceremony where you ask one of the girls to be with you. Now, I'm not saying anyone's rushing for a proposal, but I think everyone wants to hear an answer from you. That kind of decision takes some time to think over, so I figured you need a little space. Thanks, Scarlet. You're right. It's my pleasure. She kissed me on the cheek. Well, I'll see you later. I have 5 hands. Kidding. See you, Scarlet. Look, I have to take responsibility. Then I was alone in the room. It's a tough choice, but it's one I know I have to make. They're all such incredible people, and I have 5 hands. Eh? I'm kidding. I'd be lucky to be with any of them. Anyone would. I sat in silence for a time, both resting and contemplating what to do. Is it a life of excitement with Allie? A life of rediscovery with Scarlet? A life enjoying the simple things with Yui? A life challenging our limits with Violet? A life of freedom with Tara? And then I just knew. I got up from the bed. I walked to the door of my room and looked for the room next to mine. There. I looked through the window and I just knew. I opened the door. Hey. Hey, Eli. You look like hell. You don't look much better. I'm surprised your face is intact. It survived a lot now, hasn't it? Yeah. You know, the girls are hoping you'll ask one of them out today. They'll get the wrong idea if they see you here. I came here for you, Kat. And only you. You've been there for me, from even before I can remember meeting you. There's no way I could have ever gotten off this island, or anyone else could have if it wasn't for you. And I know that there's so much we have to figure out, and so much we don't know in this world. Look at her blush. But I know I want to face that world with you. Kat. Aww. Tears were streaming down her face. I didn't want to hope for it. I walked next to her and got down on one knee. I tried so hard to convince myself that it would never happen because it was too painful to even hope. I don't have a ring or anything, but I'm sure I could get one later. You don't need a ring. Will you marry me? Yes, yes, yes! I love you, Kat. I love you too, Eli. More than you could ever know. Wherever life takes you is where I'll go. We held each other close and kissed for the first time in years. Memories flooded back with each passing moment. The day we met, our first kiss, fights in the rain, making up, the joy of just being with the person you love. The day I proposed to her, the first time. Oh. And now today, I'm sure there's many more to come. Here's to making new memories together, Kat. I love you. Look, I know we just did like the happy ending with Kat, but I had to see what this one was gonna be, okay? I had to see it. I'm sorry, Kat. Don't be. I deserve this. I raised the gun and pointed it at her. I took a deep breath. Goodbye, Eli. I love you. Oh. Doing this ending after that, the previous one. Ooh. Goodbye, Kat. Goodbye, island. I've earned my freedom, but at what cost? Every step I take back to the boat gets heavier and heavier. It feels like I'm sinking into the ground. For some reason, I'm crying? My heart hurts so much. It feels like a part of me has died. I fall to the ground. I try to get up, but I just sink deeper and deeper into the ground. I'm so sorry, Kat. I'm so sorry. Oh, I didn't see. Now, I'm not saying anyone's rushing for a proposal, but I think there's somebody waiting for you up on deck. She's a keeper, so you better treat her right. Thanks, Scarlet, I will. She kissed me on the cheek. Don't mention it. And then I was alone in the room. It's time to go see her. I reached for the door, and a second later she opened it. Hey. Hey, Eli. Should you not be resting? Probably, but I won't stand for it. Here, let me help you back to the bed. Thanks, Violet. I put my arm around her and she walked with me back to the bed. I wanted to talk to you. At first I wanted to wait until later, but I've learned some things just cannot wait. I had to see you no matter what. Why's that? First, I wanted to thank you. If it weren't for you, Eli, I know I would have never left that island alive. Right back at you, Violet. You gave us hope when we'd all but given up. Compared to that, I didn't do too much. I could not have done it if it weren't for your supporting me all this time, Eli. You've helped me through so much. I'm more grateful than I could ever express. You helped me realize that there's no such thing as a guarantee. The world we live in, the things we believe, whether or not we will survive another day, that could all be taken away in an instant. I'm positive none of us ever planned to be on a show like this, no? I'd like to think so. And if this is the way the world is, then there is nothing more important than making the most of every moment. That's all we have. It's true. She took a deep breath. More than anything, I want to share all of those moments to come with you, Eli. Like you've been there for me, I want to make you smile when you want to cry. I want to make you as happy as you make me every day. I guess what I'm trying to say is, I love you, Eli. Will you be mine and only mine? I love you too, Violet. It'd be my pleasure to be yours. Will you be mine? For always, if you will have me. I couldn't help but smile. You beat me to asking you. I was going to find you and ask you out. I suppose great minds think alike. Perhaps I am making a little more of the moments than you are, no? I laughed. I don't know about that. I pulled Violet close and kissed her on the lips. She kissed me back passionately as if it were our last. For a moment, time stood still. All that mattered was Violet and I. It was bliss. I'm looking forward to the moments to come with you, Eli. I couldn't be happier. You took the words right out of my mouth. Here's to the moments we'll share, Violet. I love you. Nice. Now, I'm not saying anyone's rushing for a proposal, but... well, I'm sure whoever you go for will be really happy. You probably want to get some rest. She started to turn towards the door. I'll see you... I reached for her and held her hand tight. Sometimes you just know what you have to say. And there's no force on earth that can stop those words from coming out. Scarlet, I love you. Come again? I love you, Scarlet. Whenever I lost hope on the island, you were always there for me. When I had no memories, no hope of escaping, nothing but my name, you never let me feel alone. You made me believe that I could start over no matter what had happened before. And you're the one I want to start over with, Scarlet. I can't believe it. I love you too, Eli, so much. There's no one I'd rather start over with than you. There were times when I'd given up too. When I remembered the past, I can honestly say that if you weren't there, I wouldn't be here right now. So thank you, Eli. I love you so much. Wherever this life takes us, I want you to be next to me always. I'll be right by your side. She reached for my hand. I grasped hers tightly. Follow me. We walked together towards the deck of the boat, and we were greeted by a breathtaking evening sky. See that? Everything under the infinite sky is full of possibilities for us. Things to learn, places to see, moments to share. There's nothing we can't do, nowhere we can't go. Hold on, I want to take a screenshot because I like this. We finally get to rewrite our own story together. Finally, it'll be us and only us. I wouldn't have it any other way, Scarlet. She pulled me close and kissed me like it was her last day on Earth. I guess the only question remaining is, where should we start? Wherever our path takes us. With you, I know it's the right one. With you, we'll live the way we want and no one can get in the way of that. Wherever we go, we'll go together. I love you, Scarlet. Whatever our new story is, we'll write it together. She's waiting for you up on deck. Don't keep her waiting. Thanks, Scarlet. She kissed me on the cheek. Don't mention it. And then I was alone in the room. It's time to go see her. Hey. Hey there, Eli. Whoa, should you be up here? You're hurt. I'll manage. I wanted to see you. And some things just can't wait. What's up? I wanted to say thanks, Allie. Without you, we never would have made it out of here. Oh, come on, you're gonna make me blush. You know that's not true. You picked now of all times to be modest, huh? Even so, I know that without you, I probably would have given up long before we got to this point. You made me hope for a better world out there, and made me want to make it better too. You made me think that living in this world could be beautiful again if it was with you. Not to mention, I've never laughed as hard and had as much fun as when I'm with you. And I guess what I'm trying to say is, I love you, Allie. And I want to go wherever you will go if you'll have me. I'm amazed you can say that with a straight face. I feel the same way, Eli. The times I've spent with you here are some of the best times I've ever had. I'm warning you though, if you want to stick around with me, it's only going to get crazier. I like the sound of that. I'm cool with any amount of crazy as long as I get to stay by your side. Well, aren't you a romantic? But I think I could get used to it. Allie pulled me close and kissed me passionately. How does overthrowing a corrupt government sound as a fourth date? I couldn't help but laugh. Sounds like a plan. And she's been waiting a long time to hear from you, from before most of us had even met. Thanks, Scarlett. It's my pleasure. She kissed me on the cheek. She's on the deck. And then I was alone in the room. It's time to go see her. Hey. Hey there, Eli. Whoa, shouldn't you be resting? I'll be fine. I've got all night to sleep it off. If you say so. Come here. You've got to see the view. Yui reached for my hand. I clasped hers tight. Come on. She pulled me with her to the side of the deck. You'd never see a view like this back in the country. Something about it just fills me with hope. Maybe it's silly to say, but it makes me feel like anything could happen if we try. That maybe things will work out the way we dream they do. After escaping together, I know how you feel, Yui. I'm not so sure. Here goes. Eli, I love you. I've loved you since the day we met before all this. I never thought I'd get the chance to meet you again, but here we are. There's nothing I want more than just a life with you. You make me feel like anything's possible. And you make me feel like I'm floating on a cloud every moment we're together. I know that all the other girls are amazing too, but I pulled her close and kissed her before she could finish. She kissed me with everything she had. For a moment, it was like we were the only people in the world. I love you too, Yui. You're the only one I'd ever want to be with. When I thought there was no chance of us making it out of there, you always lifted my spirits back up. You make me laugh and smile like I've never before, and I've never been happier than when I'm with you. You were always there for me, and I'm always going to be there for you too. This isn't a dream, right? It's as real as it gets, Yui. This is the happiest I've ever been in my whole life. It's going to be my goal to break that record every chance I get. Pinch me. I've got a better idea. I kissed Yui once more. We held each other and kissed as if it was our last day on Earth. Here's to making you the happiest woman there's ever been, Yui. I love you. And I've got a feeling she's driving this boat as we speak. Thanks, Scarlett. She kissed me on the cheek. Don't mention it. And then I was alone in the room. It's time to go see her. Hey, Eli. Would you happen to know how to read a map? Seriously, everything just looks blue out here. I couldn't help but laugh. When you think about it, it doesn't really matter where we're going, as long as we're not going back to the island. I can guarantee that's not happening. Aside from that, not much else. We laughed together. You know, Tara, I wanted to thank you. For what? No matter how dark things got or how much it seemed like it was all over, you never stopped trying to get everyone's spirits up. You made us laugh when it felt like we hit the end of the road. You made us brave enough to try to escape, to laugh at the chances and just do it. You're incredible. It was nothing. More than just what you've done for everybody. You've made me feel like I can do anything. And when I'm next to you, I feel like we can take on the world. I really like you, Tara. And I want to make you feel just like how you make me feel every day. I want to make you laugh when you want to cry. I want to make you sing and dance when it seems like it's all over. And more than anything, I want to be with you all the time. Shucks, I don't know what to say. Gosh, I'd like that. I like you too, Eli. Whenever I felt like giving up, you made me feel like I could do anything. And when I'm next to you, I know the world's in our hands. Whoops. So I guess we're gonna start dating now? Yeah, I guess so. Sweet. Alright, now that we've got that out of the way, let's take this boat somewhere with internet. Sounds like a plan. Wherever we're headed next, I know I'll be right here where I belong as long as I'm with her. Let's just hope there's not too many pigeons there. And these are the final end credits. We have gotten every single ending that this game has to offer. I think that is correct. I think that's correct. I closed the Steam page. Why did I close the Steam page? Well, I'm pretty sure there was. I think there was like 7 unique endings. Hold on, let me double check that real quick. So, we have just gotten every single ending. There are 7 unique endings, we have seen every single one. And that basically means that we have finished our journey in Find Love or Die Trying. So, I know this is a bit of a long one, I guess for me at least, right? I wanted to try my hand in a longer series and also wanted to try playing a visual novel on the channel, so so here we go. But I hope you guys enjoyed the story with me. I know that I did as well. The story had a lot of its potentials, and it did really well, I think, for what it was. I had a blast of a time, basically. And I know I say that about a lot of the games I play on my channel, but I really do, I wouldn't play games I didn't enjoy, basically. But yeah, no. I hope you guys also got to enjoy this story with me. Thank you so much for watching, like, the whole series if you did. But yeah, no. I don't know if I'll play other visual novels on my channel, because I know some of them can get pretty long, but if there is a chance, I will probably play more, if you'd like to see it, basically. But yeah, no. Thank you for joining me on this journey. Thank you so much. I think that was my outro. I forgot what my outro was. Oh, do I also have amnesia? I think I need to put the serum. Brains, bananas. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you all again soon. Bye!